Test, test. You guys hear me over there? Yeah, thumbs up. Perfect. There you go. Paula. She brought her little toolkit with us. Builder Bob, and there's Techno Paula. Okay. Okay, I wish to call to order this Committee of the Whole at 4 p.m. on June 21st. Council would like to acknowledge the Ucluelet First Nation on whose traditional territories the District of Ucluelet operates. Click, click. Audience members and delegates are advised that this proceeding is being video recorded and broadcast on YouTube, which may store data on foreign servers. Are there any late items? No. Okay. Looking for approval of the agenda?
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed, carried. And adoption of the February 15th minutes.
Move adoption.
I'll second.
Any errors or omissions? No? Okay, all in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay. Public input. I'm assuming there isn't any because we're going to get to that during our delegations. And moving on. So a representative from each of the following community groups has been invited to provide an update of the group activities. Okay, so we'll get a little bit less formal here. I just want to say thank you and welcome to all of you that have made time on this lovely rainy day, first day of summer. So it's, and it's Indigenous Day as well. So, yeah, big day. And Councillor Cole's,
Nice, Carrie.
Councillor Cole's, what were you calling your fundraiser today got canceled?
Yes, we did cancel due to no skaters in the mist.
No skaters in the mist. I like it.
No skaters in the mist.
Okay. We're alphabetical order. I do have a note here that Kathy and Julie have both requested to speak first. So, if we're all right with that, I know I'll go with Julie first because Julie always seems to be the one that always gets at the end. So if you're on, Julie, go for it. Okay. And Kathy, welcome.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
You betcha.
Okay. Yeah, it's nice to see everybody, and not everybody, but everybody who's here. So I won't be too long. I have a quick kind of summary, and I was going to do for people who didn't really know about Forest Glen, I was going to do a little bit of a preamble, but I don't think I need to do that because I can see that all of you know Forest Glen. So that's great. But I just wanted to give a little update about, the past 2.5 years at Forest Glen and what we're trying to do to move forward to make it the happy, fun, loving, big luncheons and sunshine club place that it used to be. But unfortunately, we're still mandated to the protocols that the Ministry of Health, Island Health, et cetera, BC Housing, set forward for us as a subsidized facility. And what we have here is we have the ability to have 5 independent assisted living people who get the care from the community care workers and the nurse leaders in our communities and whatnot. And then the other half of the independent is independent. They don't require care or anything. As a result, having that mix, we have to maintain our obligation to legislation and whatnot that's put out for the buildings that we're in. So we haven't had a chance to really restart like many have for COVID. And I'm sure that all of you understand that because it's just the way it works. And we've endured a lot of changes here, but I'm really, really pleased to say that we have had not a single case in this building. we've had to be very diligent. We still have to do screening and greeting, log in for anyone coming into the building, and we still have to have proof of vaccination. So although we don't have to do, once those people are screened, we don't have to do masking unless there's close quarters anymore, but our visitors are welcome, and we encourage visitors and family to come. I guess the thing that we've always had here is a really, there's 1.5 of us are staff here, and we have the rest of our staff as contractors. But I'll share with you that we lost our cook in October, and for those of you who were our volunteers and were our attendees and whatnot, you know how great those chefs did for us during those luncheons. And going forward to that, after losing our chef our cook in October to bless her heart, we have been unable, like so many, to get anyone to come and take on those contracts. So, being creative as we can, we have 2 different chefs cooking for us, one 3 nights a week in the building, who you will all recognize as the lovely, generous Richard Norwood. So he's serving these lovely, lovely Richard Norwood meals 3 nights a week, which really is an uplift to our residents. And then Ian at Heartwood and his staff are doing 3 nights a week, and we pick up and deliver to our residents. And then we have one other night that we kind of do variations on. So we have been really, really fortunate with the love, the generosity, the gift cards for this and that. And I want to thank everybody who has been so generous to us and help get people laughing and get people optimistic here, because it was a long haul for those residents, and there were some times that were very depressing. So we're and we lost a few people during that time, not to COVID, but it was just the timing of it all. So it was really hard on the residents to keep their morale up. But having said all that, I just what I'd like to say about our needs here. We do have some needs. There are needs that are like our landscape contractor, which really means mowing and blowing, left recently as well. So we're looking for that. And it's a pretty simple mowing job. It hardly needs it in the winter. So if anybody ever knows of anybody looking for that kind of work, I know they're all in demand around here, so I appreciate any references you might have for that. But other than that, we want to, when we can, we want to go back to the big group events and the Sunshine Club, and we're probably going to be able to have some small group card games and cribbage, which I'm working on now, and have started to talk to a few people who were our core group back when. What else have I got to say? So, and we would like to restart our luncheons, and that would be a time when we would really reach out through the grant process and whatnot to see if we could get some more assistance on that, like we have in the past. And the district has been great. District people have come and helped and volunteered during those times, so they know what it's like and how great and fun it is for the seniors' socialization. And I think, and I'd like to just say something else that came up. Last year with the heat dome or whatever it's called, we did pretty good here. We have lots of open door opportunities and whatnot. But I want to say that we just got a donation from CUPE, from the rec hall there, that Barb Edmondson spearheaded. And we have 8 new fans to put in the hallways and whatnot for the heat dome when it comes, or whatever we need it for. But I have a picture of that I'm going to send out. And it's just really, it's going to be a really, as quirky as it sounds, it's going to be really cool for the residents to see that they got a gift like that. So, so the hope is that we can move forward at the time that's right and the time that we're told we can. And at that time, we, of course, would love to get some assistance along the way, make everybody able to be a part of it. And thank you to the district. That's it.
Thanks for the
I have to go feed them now.
Any questions from anyone? Kathy, say thank you and send them all our best, and we look forward to actually having meals with them one of these days soon.
Yeah, I'm getting back in the dish pit for you.
Try to do my best work, so.
You do. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks. Take care, Kathy. And welcome, Julie. I see you're on there.
I am. Sorry for being late.
It's okay.
So, yeah, Pack Room Toastmasters. We're small in numbers, but mighty in spirit. And I think hopefully soon we can talk about doing hybrid meetings again. It's been a little bit challenging, and there's still some discomfort with doing hybrid yet. So, working on that, but we've got some new and exciting things coming up in the new year. I'm working with another Toastmaster group doing Speechcraft, which is a condensed version for adults to learn about public speaking. So I'm hoping to offer that to Hewlett residents coming up. So I'm looking forward to Marilyn being able to join in and see what it's all about so that we can offer that as a huge possibility for people in Yuki. And so, yeah, lots of new and exciting things coming up.
As you're talking, Councillor Coe goes, I think I owe money. You owe some dues? No, you better write that in your book. She probably takes e-transfer as well. Thanks, Julie. Always appreciate your dedication towards the group and the community.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone.
Likewise. Marcy, I know you're driving around town here with your nice sunroof.
Beaming down.
Yes. Thank you. I also had to leave relatively early or get on and be fast with my updates. Just on the road right at the moment, so figured I'd join for as much as I can, or as much as I have service for. But a quick update for the Alberni Quequa Health Network. We have completed our poverty reduction action plan this winter, finished presenting it around to all of the leadership tables in the Alberni Quequa. And then now we'll be moving forward, connecting with local leaders in order to plan forward a little bit around some of the key, looking at different ways that we can assist in promoting an equity lens in decision making. So I'll be getting in touch shortly to plan some meetings, and I know I've been nudging Rochelle on a couple of things, and we've been chatting. So I'll follow up and get in touch around an equity lens conversation and just looking at ways that we can assist with some of the big topics around poverty reduction in the region. And then we've also launched, I guess, 2 projects in the last month. So one of them is the Community Building Youth Futures, in which we've hired a youth facilitator for the Alberni Valley, as well as a youth facilitator on the West Coast. So Tony Buston is our new youth facilitator, and she is going around connecting to ensure that we're bringing up the priorities of youth in our region and working with them to ensure that we have ways to bring forward and strengthen the capacity for youth services in the region. So we'll be working on that until March 2023, and hopefully see some extension of projects from that initial planning phase. And then our other piece, Kathy, I can send you, or if Kathy's still on the call, I can send her some, I guess, do-it-yourself air conditioning information sheets. We've just been doing a winding dog in the background that's distracting me. Sorry. We've just been doing a quick turnaround project with the Alberni Valley around the heat dome, ensuring that we have the ability to purchase a large amount of fans and create a distribution network and some at-home air conditioning units. So getting that out the door, figuring out how to get 180 fans out to people at this point, and then hopefully if it's successful here, we'll have an extension of the program next year in other communities and with other distribution partners. And I think that's it for the Alberni Clayoquot Health Network right now. I can quickly update with the search and rescue team, so West Coast Inland Search and Rescue as well. Not much to report other than the fact we have 6 new members in training that started with us this year, and we just purchased some e-bikes, which are allowing for a little bit better access in some of our kind of more remote logging road terrain. So I think that those are the biggest updates right now. Thanks so much.
So you got 6 new ones. So what does that bring your team up to then?
I think right now we're at about 32.
Unbelievable.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great.
And that e-bike, is that through fundraising or is that through the province that funded that?
So during COVID, we had a big surplus of training funds because we weren't able to get our provincial training underway for team leaders and rope team members. We had a surplus of provincial funding. So we used that to make sure that we had some additional access toys. And so the e-bikes came out of that.
Awesome. Well,
Great.
Yeah.
thanks. Any questions? Well, thanks for making some time for us, and safe travels to wherever you're going.
All right, I'll be home soon.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks. Have a great meeting.
I'm assuming everybody I'm seeing is who's on the call here, correct? Okay. I'm going to go to Food Bank on the Edge unless I've missed possibly someone before that. I don't know the rest of the characters that are on yet. Yep. Okay, they're in there. Okay, they're popping up. Okay, there we go. I thought I was just a little intimate group of 5. I apologize, the rest of you. I'll have to watch what I say. Army and Navy, are you on today? And I'm assuming there's no one from the Barclay Community Forest Board on. Surfers instructor. No rangers. Central West Coast Forest Society, aka Redfish. That should be changed to Redfish as well for the next one. Okay, Clayoquot Biosphere Trust. I didn't want to make it who wasn't here. That's why it was it's so good. Yeah, okay. We'll stick with Chris Martin. Go ahead. Food Bank on the Edge. And Hewlett Aquarium.
Here we go. There we go. I'm on. Okay. Got it? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Yes? Okay. All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. I know this first day of summer is kind of disappointing, but I think it's coming this weekend. Okay. I have a few things to update everybody. This past few months, we have seen we're kind of getting back to normal on our numbers. In fact, a couple of days, I don't want to alarm anybody when I say this, but we ran out of food. We ran out of our fresh produce within the 2 hours that we started our distribution. So actually that's happened. It happened again today. So that it just means when we have a really large day, even though we buy produce every week, and we give that out. We also have the donated produce. So basically, I don't mind running out because I don't like to keep it over. But anyway, so our numbers are coming back to normal. So is that a good thing? I don't know. Anyway, we recently had our Food Banks BC conference. This was the last one we had was in 2018. And due to COVID, we didn't have one in 2020. And there were 5 of us, 5 delegates from our organization who attended in Vancouver. And as always, those kinds of events leave us feeling energized and better informed and all the good things that, and they feed us well too. And they know how to party. So that was very good. So we came out with some good ideas, just more stimulus, more partnering. The Food Banks BC staff is incredible, and they're just always there for us, so we really appreciate that. Actually, our AGM is this Thursday at the food bank at noon, and we're going to be having a director step down and a new person come in, so I'm excited about that. And I'll get to another aspect of that in a second. We've implemented this past spring, there was a grant for a program called After the Bell. And so After the Bell is a nationwide program. It started several years ago, and we just now, it's moved this way and we're getting onto it. It's to address specifically kids who are not in school anymore, who might need nutrition that they're not getting because they're not in school. And it's for our clients and also our community partners. So it entails, in fact, I just picked up the boxes on the weekend. It's basically an 8-week program where we give, like for instance, a family comes to visit the food bank with children. We would give a bag or two of just it's kind of like a snack bag. And then we also get a small grant to augment that with fresh fruit or vegetables, something to go with it. So and that begins in July. So the next couple weeks we'll be getting that formalized and how we want to implement it. But I'm also probably going to have an opportunity to reach out to some community partners to share those packages because most of our clients are single people, but we do have families who come in. So I want to make sure we use all the food that was given to us. And so I'll be reaching out to some of our community partners for that, specifically probably West Coast Community Resources Society and a couple of the First Nations communities that are neighbors. So regarding our AGM this week, one of the tasks that I want to get up and running is progress on our building project. So as many of you know, we didn't get our gaming grant last year, but that's okay. We're going to go down a different path. We're actually going to purchase a manufactured building. So my hope is that we can get something on the books before the end of summer in terms of perhaps a down payment. I'm going to get 2 quotes for the buildings. I'm in contact with a company here on the island and also a company in Vancouver. So I've spoken to or met with both owners regarding what we want. And at the AGM, I'm going to have my directors, we're going to try to come to an agreement regarding our footprint, what we want to do. So anyway, that's something that's my personal goal this summer, is to get a more formal plan in place, and so that we can move forward on our building project. And yeah, I think that's kind of all I had to share with you today. Any questions?
Any questions for Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Hi.
I'm wondering the school children, the part of the program where you're going to be reaching out to some partners for that program. Will it involve any delivery aspect?
That's something I haven't worked out yet. Like I said, I just got the packages last weekend, and I was talking to my crew today about ideas about getting them to kids. And the priority for us and for the program is for food bank clients. But as I said, most of our clients don't have families and kids. So there is an opportunity. I would say yes, there's probably, that's probably a good idea to have some sort of maybe a centralized delivery option. But we'll talk more about that at the AGM in our business meeting to try to reach out. So I welcome any suggestions and references that you could have.
So I didn't ask the question for him. I asked it actually for community paramedicine or for your local ambulance crew would like to, if you could reach out to us and let us know if we can be of some assistance. We've got people on the clock every day that can cruise around and give some help.
Awesome. That's great. Thanks. I misunderstood. Thank you. Perfect. I will follow up with that, I'm sure.
And I think you have some other support, some hands up. Oh, he's gone now.
Who?
Yeah, Ryan was there. He's putting his hand up. I think he would help too. Sounds like. West Coast.
Yeah, Ryan was just here and he had his hand up and he's going to reach out to you there, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Ryan.
Oh, here he comes now. We're talking about you. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Ryan. How are you? Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, I'm making note of those names. That's awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
You got a
Okay.
plan A and plan Bs, which is good. So
Yes, and plan C too. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you all very
thanks,
much.
Chris,
I
for the
appreciate
update. And
that.
we look forward to hearing about your building plans in the near future.
Thank you.
Oh, go ahead.
Just a quick comment, Chris. Because we're going into summer, schedules shifting around in the produce department. So if you need donations from us, just email as per usual, and we'll make sure it happens.
Okay, well, we have, in addition, I just thought of something that would be relevant here. So we have applied for another grant for food purchasing. I tell people all the time that COVID was really good for the food bank because we got a lot of grant opportunities and we've been buying a lot more food. Thanks, and Jennifer helps us every week. We buy produce every week practically at the co-op. So our granting has enabled us to do that, and we're waiting to hear for the next round of grant money in order to enable us to do that some more. But thank you, I appreciate that. Thanks.
Kathy, you got your hand up?
Yeah, Chris, have you reached out to Tug yet? Or can I do something about that for you? Or
Well, Tuck has always been a few times they reached out to me. The problem, the obstacle is our ability to store fresh.
right.
So
Right.
we pick up twice a week on Mondays and Tuesdays okay, Ryan.
Storage,
Storage. Oh.
refrigeration.
Yes, cool stuff. He's cool. Okay.
This is my favorite
I'll
meeting.
talk to Bobby. That's a good idea because he has. We've had a couple of conversations about it with Bobby. So knowing that that's available to us, Ryan, I will. I'll follow up with Bobby. Yeah, I'll put another bug in his ear. Now that the box has begun, they'll start the.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
That's
good idea. Thank you. Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody. Okay.
Wonderful. Thanks for bringing that up, Chris.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, moving on. Tarni with Pacific Rim Hospice Society. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. So, hospice, we have our AGM coming up on the 28th of June. It's 30 via Zoom. If anyone's interested in becoming a board member, we're a pretty low maintenance group, doing good work in the communities. Our Pacific Rim Better Home program has now started taking on clients as well. So for any of you who don't know about the Better Home program, it's non-medical home supports for older adults and elders so that they can live at home longer independently. So we have an advisory committee made up of mostly elders and older adults. We still need members from some communities, but we have great UCLUIP participation, so that's wonderful. And we're still looking for volunteers too, volunteer visitors for older adults and elders, volunteer drivers, especially in Ucluelet. Volunteer drivers. So it's a program where we basically pay the mileage, we pay your extra insurance. You just have to, there's a few criteria that are needed. But it's pretty easy to do as well. We have also our Cycle of Life tour riders. So two lovely ladies from Ucluelet have stepped up. So it's Julie Edwards and Mark Vadova. They're going to be riding just under 200 kilometers in July from South, like Victoria area, all the way up to Salt Spring, where they stay overnight and then they come back. So all this for raising funds for hospice on Vancouver Island, and any money raised goes back to our hospice from Team Pacific Rim. So that's one thing coming up. We have our walking groups too as part of Pacific Rim Better at Home. But the Ucluelet one, I was there today. It was pouring rain, but we had a couple folks braving the weather, which was lovely. Usually there's a good group of 5 or 6 folks that come out every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. We meet at Big Beach parking lot. And there's one also in Tofino, but I won't go into too many details about that today. Chris, I was thinking about you. We are just entering into a partnership with CBT's Eat West Coast, who also works closely with TUG. But we are looking to start a pilot project where we're feeding older adults, elders in need. This summer, we're going to do food boxes through the TUG with the goal of a warm soup weekly program in the fall. So maybe there's some way that we do need delivery drivers too, Rochelle. I'm making notes here. But yeah, so those are some of the updates from Pacific Rim Hospice. That's about it. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Tarni. And yep, you bet, sign us up. I did want to let everybody know that the ladies who are going to be riding in Salt Spring at the end of that everybody should dig deep, because I did that last week. And if you haven't ridden Salt Spring and you don't have to, probably don't do it. It's it's beautiful, but they've got their work cut out for them. So that's awesome.
You have something? Okay. Thanks, Tarni. And
I have a question. Can I ask a question,
yeah,
please?
go ahead. That's what it's all about. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Tarni, is Erica Gold still doing the Eat West Coast?
Yes.
Okay.
She's the one we've been talking to.
Yeah, okay. I can be in touch with her. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Tarni, your that fundraising, you probably got a one page on the fundraising for that bike riding, those 2 bike riders. Maybe you can get that to the society email, and maybe as well as to info@ucluelet.ca, so we can circulate that a little bit ourselves.
Thank you so much.
That was the one thing I was going to say. Is everyone using the society's email to send out their calendars or things happening or questions?
Great idea. Thank you.
I don't really hear them right.
Okay, great. Thank you. And moving on to the Rotary Club.
Hello, Mayor and Council. It's Jeff Anderson and Ryan Wackett here. And we'd like to thank you for the use of the UCC space for our board meetings. It's working out quite well for every board meeting we have. It's very nice. And we're here today to follow up on our Frisbee golf course. I have emailed each of you the report that I prepared. It also went to the district, and I know how busy the district is. I'm just going to highlight a couple of things about the Frisbee golf course. It's an outdoor year-round activity for all ages. All that's required is a $25 Frisbee to play, and you have a lifetime of outdoor sports. There's a recurring annual revenue stream to upkeep the course. We're working in and around the existing trails for minimal environmental impact. We'd like to work with the Ucluelet Nation for the signage. We've been in talks with Bob and Marianne from Wildlife BC, and they're going to help us with signage and wildlife education. What the Frisbee golf course will do in the area behind the water tower is detour people from camping up and behind there. We did a cleanup and we found a lot of debris from various tents and people staying for a while. It'll keep the area cleaner as people have respect for the area. The constant use of the course should keep the bears and the wolves away, according to Wildlife BC, because there are trails back there, as there are everywhere in Ucluelet. We've had a letter of support from the USS, and we would like to continue our fundraising efforts and start to apply for grants. We have $6,500 raised so far, and basically our ask is, are you able to grant us access to use that land, and or how do we speed up the process to get there? Thank you.
Can you hear me? Yes. Yeah. Jeff, I'll be connecting with you, and my intent is to have a report to council for the August meeting.
Did you hear that, Jeff?
Yeah, thank you, Abby.
Thank you.
Perfect. We look forward to it. Thanks for sticking through on that one, Jeff, and the Rotary. It's great. Where'd you guys get the fundraising? Did you guys, is that from flower sales or something? Or was there something specific that you had done?
We've done the puzzles recently. We're doing the Ucluelet, we've got the puzzles for sale all around town. And we did a online auction not too long ago. Oh, here's Ryan promoting the puzzle. Available at West Coast Connect. If anyone doesn't have one yet, it's a Marla Thirst of the lighthouse there. It's 1,000 piece. It's beautiful. And yeah. So that fundraiser is still going on, and we have more in the works. We're just hoping to have access to that land to get everything started. And yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, great. And thanks for your enthusiasm. It's great.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Moving on. Lori, who are you with? Are you with Surf? Okay, Surfrider.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, you're next. Go for it.
Okay, super.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lori Hanna, chapter coordinator with Surfrider Pacific Rim. I'm just going to update you on, we're grateful for some support towards our Hold On to Your Butt program in particular. So just to update that initially, then I'll share a couple of other things. We completed our video and the board, and we're able to do a press release, and that really got picked up quite a bit on World Ocean Days by like a number of different radio stations and television stations, and we've had other people reach out to us to ask how to do our program, because it has been so successful on the coast here. And so we're just really looking at further expanding that. The cigarette dartboard is really just draws people's attention, and so we're really grateful for being able to have Ozark Environmental to drop off cigarette butts at both stations for residents in the community. So we're getting the word out there a bit more on that. So so that was really successful. And then we have also hired a new Love Your Beach coordinator. So she's been doing some, we did a recent remote on Vargas and doing some more local cleanups throughout the area. We're working with UT Night Market to do, or we did one already. To do a waste diversion and an information booth for that. Our Ocean Plastics Depot at the landfill has been really great for end of life with all the marine debris that we are collecting with our landfills, with our beach cleanups, and also with our foam-free dock initiative. We were able to get the Big Tree Trail on Mears Island replaced with airfield billets, and so we're really building on that over the next little while, and really just want people to know that locally, if you replace your dock, you can recycle the EPS foam at the Ocean Plastics Depot at the West Coast Landfill. And we did cutlery as well, and so that kind of is in the tails of now, the West Coast, we're way ahead of the recent announcement from yesterday that the federal government did, and we're really proud to be leading on that. We had a busy Earth Day with our rollout this year in Ucluelet, and we collaborated with Rotary and both the districts of Tofino and Ucluelet, and that was really busy, and we have lots of good reflections for next year. Looking forward to really building on that. And I think that's all for me. Any questions?
Thank you for the summary. Nope. Thank you, and keep up the good work.
Thanks, everybody.
Welcome, Samantha. And Tony, who are you representing today? I know I should know that answer.
No, it's all good. I'm actually not officially representing anyone. I just have been wanting to drop in on this meeting, listen for a long time. I could represent quite a few different hats.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. Okay.
I'm in our lovely youth room right now, if anyone wanted to see it. So I do work as the youth room facilitator here. I'm doing a new role as the West Coast Youth Engagement Coordinator for the new project with the Alberni Valley Health Network, doing that. And then I also have a few more hats. So I'll just say hi. It's nice hearing everyone's projects.
Thanks for tuning in there, Tony. Moving on to Denise Tersby-Hewlett. Welcome. Oh, sorry. No, I welcomed Samantha. I was just welcoming. Is there anybody else in the holding room that I'm not seeing? I'm sticking to alphabetical. Okay. Okay, perfect. We're getting close to you, Samantha. I just wanted to make sure that I acknowledged you. Welcome, Denise.
Oh, I was going to say you can let Samantha go first, so it doesn't matter to me. Anyways, good afternoon, Council. Just a quick update from Tersby-Hewlett. The PRVC is operating right now at full capacity. We are, 7 days a week. We are now 9:30 to 7 daily. I'm happy to say I just hired my third summer student for today, for the summer, and we will have full staff out there, which is the first time that's happened in about 3 years for us, which is great. We are, as you know, just in the final pieces of the MRDT renewal process, which we will be sending off to the district and council shortly, and going out and getting signatures for that renewal document. And then the biggest piece for us is our new responsible travel messaging and our sustainability messaging with Salty the Sea Otter. I know that I'm not sure how many people have seen that or not. It was really an opportunity for us to really make the messaging that we wanted visitors to know about and to stand out, and to also know that that Tersby-Hewlett is listening to what the community is asking of us. And so far we've had very resounding positive feedback about it. So I'm happy to hear that. There's more to come. And the posters are ready in conjunction with the District of Euclid to share with our stakeholders, so I'll be sending those out shortly. That's everything for now.
Perfect. Thanks, Denise. You had something?
No, I just like the salty. I shared them on my Facebook. I like it.
When are we seeing the first stuffy that we can have in the
conversation is coming.
We're stuck in the tailgate of our pickup truck when we're driving through town.
I remember we talked about wearing it for Yuki days.
That's right. Yeah, no, there's no full size salty coming for that. He's solely our responsible and sustainable travel ambassador.
I like it. Okay, thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
Kathy, do you want to go to the podium and speak at the mic? Perfect, thank you. The Hewlett and Area Child Care Society.
She's got lots to talk about.
You have to just turn the microphone on. Just give it a second.
And then give it a second.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Nothing but time. Try it out.
Hello. Okay?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to see you guys. It's been fun to listen in person. All right. A lot going on with us. As you know, we got the grant for our new spaces, so we are opening up an infant toddler program currently for 9 spaces at the moment. We're hoping to get that open in the fall. We're taking over the Chamber of Commerce facility, and we'll be starting our renovations. I'm just working with the engineers and the architects right now to apply for our permits. Part of that packaging was that with all of this, there's such a investment by the Canadian federal government right now into childcare and this $10 a day daycare fees, and for that to all happen, we have to get more ECEs trained. So we were contacted by Sprott Shaw College in February, and they will be offering a free ECE course. So when I started in this field 7 years ago. It was a 2-year course to become an ECE, and you had to really kind of take the time off of work. Everything is now going to be online. So it's an hour and a half of Zoom time a week and a couple assignments that you do off on your own. And then it's a completely free program. You just have to do your practicum at the end, unpaid. So we have approached anybody in town that ever indicated to me that they might want to work with kids. I've approached them. So we have a dozen of us that have registered to start our EC training in August. And when I say that, these are people that actually have housing in town right now and live here. So a year from now, we hopefully will have a dozen more ECEs coming in, which will help with like the school facility opening up. Like we just don't have enough ECEs to facilitate all of the spaces that are coming available soon potentially, but within the next year to a year and a half, we could see that we're not all poaching each other's staff and that there'll be enough staff to go around. So that's a really big, exciting thing. And then the $10 a day daycare application came available yesterday. So by getting this infant toddler, and we took a really good look at the application when it came out last time of what kind of things we had to tick off in the boxes. And we're pretty much at that stage. So we will be able to at least apply this year and see if we can become one of the $10 centers. And if that happens, that will change everything for this community by the end of the year. My stomach's a little nauseous. There's so many moving parts have been going on for the last year that we just couldn't really talk out about until things started to fall into place. So my board has redone their policies and procedures manuals. They've been going through all the bylaws, the Constitution, everything's been updated online, and we're just finishing off the final edits on our procedures and policy manuals. We've been getting the same type of information that Forest Glen has been getting to really highly prep for heat dome to hit this summer, which I have a hard time wrapping my head around. But so we're also in the same place with the vulnerable of the little kids. So we'll be keeping. We're preparing for that with ordering in some fans, and I think we're going to get a portable air conditioning unit just to make sure. And then our after-school program, as you know, we've been running in the UAC hall for the last 2 years while we were waiting for the construction on the school to be completed. At this time, what the school has proposed and what we're able to take on are not quite on the same page with each other. So we have passed on applying to take over run that facility at this time. And we have given our families notice that our intent is to step back from the after-school program at Labor Day and allow the school to take that on. I don't know how that's falling into place right now. Obviously, we won't leave a gap, but our intent at this point is that the focus will change for me to running. I'm only allowed to have my name on 2 facilities at a time, so we would need a third person to come forward and put them on the after-school program, because I will be switching into the infant toddler and the main facility that we already are currently running. Does that make sense? So just a lot of moving parts there right now. And just our new spaces grant was $27,000. And I just want to say thank you again on behalf of the parents. I don't ever think they realize how fortunate we are to have you guys as our beautiful partners that work with us and support us. And the grant and aids that come out for us is really important for families. And I just want to say thank you on their behalf and trying to get them to recognize how awesome you guys are. Any questions for me?
You're doing all the work, Kathy. You're the awesome one in the room. So
Yeah, no kidding.
We're trying.
anything for Kathy? Yeah, thank you. It's wonderful to hear that, and I do agree with you. Let the school board figure that one out, and we'll see what pops out of it. So
Yeah, the door's not closed. We just
No, the lease has been taken over for the school board through an outside source. So it's been signed, and they're supposed to be open in September. That's all I know. I know the name of the company that's taking over the lease for the school board, but it doesn't ring a bell at all. So, but great. We're
Yeah.
going to have lots of spaces for our kids, which is fantastic. So.
Yeah.
all good wins. Thanks for sticking it out, Kathy, like you have.
Apparently Liz is 48.
That'll be filled by school. Yeah, that'll be great.
And the Aquarium Society. I did see her there. Where is she? Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Oh, right in the middle, a big smile. Hello.
Can you guys hear me okay?
You betcha.
We've had a busy day. I thought I better use headphones because it's been wild in here. We've got a couple of fun updates. Our team's been great. We've been getting up early with the tides, and we got some funding this year to map eelgrass beds within the Ucluelet Harbor. So the last survey was done in 2002, and unfortunately wasn't done during the growth period of eelgrass. We figured with all of the development that we've had in the community and a lot of recent weather changes, we really wanted to see what the state of this important ecosystem was. And so we're just about done. We've got 3 more days to do, just because all that rain interrupted visibility, which is a little bit tricky. But we're really excited. We've seen some really good beds within the harbor. And then once we finish that up, we're going to work with someone who does map building, and then we'll be able to share that with the public. This past weekend was really exciting for us. So we're a very lucky organization. Coming out of COVID, we didn't have to shut down. We were able to use some of the savings that we had. We didn't have to lay off any of our team. And so this year we started we're putting some of the interest from our savings that we've been able to hold into a bursary program. So this was the first year of a $10,000 bursary towards the local high school. And that was split into 4 bursaries. So 4 high school students each got $2,500 towards their future plans. And so many things about the heat dome. So we just released our giant Pacific octopus. Unfortunately, because our water intake is from only 15 feet down, last year we saw water temperatures increase enough that it made us nervous about keeping octopuses through the summer. And so we decided to take another precautionary approach. So we're going to look into other alternatives, but our current octopus has gone back to Tofino. We won't be collecting another one. I know that sometimes visitors get a little sad about that, but there's way too many cool things for us to focus on just one animal. Like so many organizations, we're struggling with housing. We're trying to fill all of our summer positions, and we've got some great people lined up. We just need to find a place to put them. And then we've been really excited to see school groups returning. So school groups coming from Nanaimo, the Comox Valley, from Victoria, Vancouver, and even from further into the province. It was we didn't really see many, no out of province and no off-island school groups in the last couple of years. So it's great to see them back. And then we're starting a new program. We're partnering with Redfish this summer we're calling it the Salmon Trail. And so we'll be delivering some messaging to visitors just about lowering ecological impacts while they're out visiting the coast. And part of this is because over the last couple of years, we noticed that we're getting so many first-time visitors to the area. And so our goal is to try and reduce some of the impacts on trails and impacts on both forest and marine ecosystems. That's about it. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I do. So just on the last part you mentioned, so then are you working, is Denise tied in a little bit with that as well as Wild Pacific Trail?
Yes, both. So Tourism Ucluelet is supporting the program with some funding. So some of the signage creation and a tent. So we applied through the Tourism Ucluelet grant, and we were successful in getting funding through that. And then we're also working with the Wild Pacific Trail and with Parks Canada.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we're going to have a series of stations set up. We're going to set up a booth at the Tofino Market. And then, so every week we'll be at the Tofino Market, the Quizidus Interpretive Center, and on the Wild Pacific Trail, trying to catch some of the public in all the different areas they visit.
Love it. Any questions? Keep up the good work, like always.
Great. Thanks so much, everybody.
It was nice to see you with your gum boots on a sup there the other day.
I went for a swim.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. At the end of it, which was really embarrassing because I was getting off.
You look like you knew what you were doing, just supping away with your gum boots on.
It was really fun.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully you weren't using a notepad there, but.
I was, but Right in the Rain works really well.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. It was good to see you out there.
Okay, see you soon.
Samantha, welcome, West Coast Multiplex Society.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much. I just wanted to actually start with an acknowledgement of our Indigenous partners with the project and the territories in which the facility will support. So Heshwiet First Nation, Tloquet First Nation, Toquat Nation, Ahousaht, and Uklufot in the spirit of truth, healing, and reconciliation. And as you mentioned, I'm Samantha Hackett. I'm the chair of the West Coast Multiplex Society, which the society is a group, as you know, of dedicated West Coast locals, all volunteers, and over the past 2 decades have been giving their blood, sweat, and tears to bring this multiplex to reality. Just wanted to highlight as well, 5 of our current directors are Ucluelet residents. Carrie Ho, who is on this call, is one of our directors, and she's our treasurer. Kiki Lalanset is the director. Clint Mack is the director. Tanya Dukowski, director, and Dave Toval, also one of our directors. So thanks again for this opportunity to update you all. It's because of the District of Ucluelet prioritizing health, mental wellness, and social well-being for Ucluelet and the residents and the surrounding communities that I am here today. As an update, over the winter and this past spring, we've been continuing to do our community outreach to get as much of the current and correct project information out to the public. We attended the first Ucluelet Wellness Market, which, as I'm sure you all experienced, was a great success for the community. And for the society, it was great for us to be able to connect directly with residents. You will see us at Uki Days coming up, so come say hello to us there. And we've opened an endowment fund with the Claypot Biosphere Trust for our capital fundraising and are finalizing some plans for outreach to more private funders. In that, you will see, hopefully in the next month, a video to support our capital fundraising campaign. And really our most recent focus and what's been taking up most of the society's time is our regional recreation strategy, which really is supporting the fundraising efforts, but it's going to include the pre, during, and post-construction and campaign elements. So the society back in the fall hired Tom Barakoff. He's from TTB Strategic Council to support the project. He was the one that helped the Upper Skeena Recreation Center, which is a $25 million facility, become reality. And that facility was a great example of many community partners coming together to build an arena and gym, so very similar. Supported by Tom, we're working on actually integrating or a pool integration project. So bringing phase 2, the pool, actually into phase 1. We're doing an updated business plan and design costing report to do it all at the same time, which is very exciting for the West Coast and for the society. We've seen that it's obviously clear the West Coast needs recreation facilities and that these recreation facilities, although needed private funding, do need government funding. The feedback we've been receiving from government is definitely to submit one really strong grant application for the region. And so to be successful, prioritizing the coordination of these grant applications and having all partners support the plan, which is, of course, a tricky plan to create when the region is comprised of 8 communities and would benefit from many recreation facilities throughout all the communities. The next step sort of going forward is meeting that unity to strengthen the regional support to the West Coast recreation facilities grant applications. And with all this in mind, I actually did send an email on Thursday to Dwayne and Mako to bring forward at one of the future mayor and council meetings the work from over the last few months as the next step of the shovel-ready multiplex project. So the next sort of presentation that I'll have more officially is a MOU. The last end MOU with 8 communities was in 2012, so we wanted to take the opportunity to outline in more detail how the facility will be owned, managed going forward, and also details of all the major funding decisions, commitments, mode of operating the facility, while providing the framework for decision-making now. We are not supposing or pre-imposing on the decision-making process. The MOU agreement, is really about clarifying mandates, funding for both capital and operations, facility uses, partners, including the leadership role of the society to drive all of the grants, government and philanthropic. There's the capital campaign, and we really want to include the overseeing of the implementation of the various agreements that will be developed over the next little while. So as we're working through this process moving forward, we of course appreciate your past but also current endorsement of the project as a regional priority, and look forward to your assistance in promoting this project at every opportunity. As you all know, it's a unique collaboration of 8 communities, and it really does carry substantial weight for the future of everyone in this region. So I look forward to actually, hopefully, coming to a council meeting in the more near future, so we can bring forward officially the MOU and supporting documents.
Thank you for the update, Samantha. And I know Dwayne and I were talking about that this morning, so we'll we'll work towards that next council meeting or whenever it comes on before us here, and we'll be able to have a fruitful conversation about it. So that'll be good.
Are you guys discussing the date specifically, or should I
you'll be notified? You'll be notified of that. So I imagine it's probably going to be an August conversation.
Okay, great.
But thanks again. Yeah. Well, sorry. Go ahead, Councillor McEwen.
Thanks. Hi, Samantha. I miss attending your meetings. I enjoyed that for many years.
We miss you too.
So you have a couple of flyers that are circulating. One is about tax implications, and the other one is why a rink first. So I guess that one is now going to be faded out if you're doing both the pool and the arena at the same time.
That's what we're hoping. So that flyer is now, it seems like it was recently, but it was actually 2 years old. And so when we first engaged Tom Barakoff, he took some time to get to know the project and the West Coast. And it's really been over these last 6 months that, I guess he's actually been with us now 8 months, that he has, really helped us understand what's changed over the last 10 years since we decided to phase the project. And the West Coast, all the 8 communities are not the same as they were 10 years ago. The growth and the needs in the community that made sense to phase it, 10 plus years ago, it doesn't necessarily make sense anymore. Obviously, with the growing costs of construction and just the way that securing funding works, he actually thinks that it's in the best interest of the West Coast to do it all at once. So that is what we're working towards. Because we don't have the business plan, design, costing report, including phase 2, we do have a little bit of work to get it all up to the current state of phase 1. So we haven't redone any of the documents quite yet until we've got that information.
That's great information. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Samantha. We'll stay tuned and look forward to seeing you soon.
Great. Thank you.
Did I see you? Are you an early runner now? Did I accidentally see you there the other week? Are you running in the morning?
Yeah, trying to. Hopefully coming out for Edge to Edge in the fall.
She ran by me, and then afterwards I'm like, oh, I think that was Samantha. So,
yeah.
But okay. Take care. Thank you. And and Carrie.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to see everyone, even though it's just on Zoom. I am from West Coast Community Resources Society. My first update is that I have taken over as interim ED. It turns out that Margaret's shoes are too big to fill. We're still looking for a permanent ED. In the meantime, I'm the interim ED, so we have someone full-time on site. I have been hearing from other organizations about their office space, and it sort of made me also wonder about our space. We love our current space right next to the community center, and we love to co-locate with other service providers. It's such a low barrier way for clients to access because we're next to the community center, we're next to other recreational program, we're next to other service provider, we're right in the middle of town, and it's a great location. But we're running out of space. We have expanded our programs, and there's not a lot of rooms, especially now that everyone's coming back into the office and working. So we've turned our office into a bookable space. So our staff don't have individual office anymore. They have one drawer and one laptop, and that's it. So I'm curious about the sort of long-term not just for residential housing, but also commercial spaces where our organization is going to go as well. More immediate, we are bringing some sexual awareness training to the coast for service providers. It's going to happen next month in July, and it's a 5 full-day training in the next 3 weeks. The trainers are coming from Nanaimo for Indigenous informed sexual awareness training, and also someone from Comox for building the bridges through the village workshop. So that's happening next month, and we got some grant money to make that happen. Another initiative that we started a few months ago is the wellness market. It has been alternating between Euclid and Tofino, and both districts have been very supportive of the markets. If you haven't checked it out, please come out. The next one is going to be in Tofino, June 26th. And then the following month, July 30th, which is the last Saturday of the month in Euclid on Village Green. The market is aimed to provide resources and resources and education for any sort of wellness-based activities or topics. So it's interactive, it's outdoors, it's fun. When the weather's nice, it's a fun place to be at. Looking a little bit further down the line, our AGM is slated for September 29th. Don't worry, I'll send a poster out closer to the date. But this is our 30th year. We started in 1992. That's when we incorporated. So it's been 30 years that we have been providing services to the community, to all the communities on the coast. And we have expanded, and we want to continue expanding. So we're always looking for funding opportunity or partnership or collaboration. If anyone has any ideas, please feel free to reach out. Last but not least, we also have restarted community lunch again at the hub. So it's going to be every Thursday, a warm bowl of soup and Beverly's bread from 11:30 to 1. Please come and say hi to us. And we're planning ahead. I'm going to knock on wood. We're planning ahead for holiday luncheon in December. Hopefully the pandemic is not too bad. That will allow us to get it together, but it's a big event. So we want to pencil in the date and start planning towards it. I'm going to be optimistic this year. And that's all the updates I have for now. Thank you.
Hi, Carrie. Your AGM, normally when you guys have that, I come and I run your voting business there. I'm going to be on the tour to Rock, so a heads up that perhaps somebody else could step up and help them with their
Thank you for the heads up.
AGM. Yeah, you bet. And the course that you spoke of, are you offering seats? Like, do you have seats that are that you have placed to sell seats, or the first one that you spoke of, the salt one? Yeah.
Yeah, it's free. It's free. So we do have a number of limited seats, but Jill is overseeing the registration process. Jill has also stepped up to be the housing manager, overseeing transition housing second stage. So she has a new email. I can email you her new email so you can get an application form if you're interested to sign up for the training.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It might be a good pairing with community paramedicine and outreach. Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Carrie. Any questions?
I have one for Hey Care. Are you still looking for volunteers for the community lunches?
We're always looking for volunteers.
Always looking for
and
volunteers.
we need volunteers to help us serve on Thursday and make soup on Wednesday/Thursday morning.
Okay, I will look you up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carrie, for your summary of what's going on over there. Always changing.
Exciting.
And have I missed anyone, Paula?
And I just want to recognize Rochelle here for a second, because when I was talking earlier, I mentioned a lot of the people that are helping us out over here. And Rochelle's team has always been right there, ready to come and help when needed, not just on the ambulance side of things, but coming in social visits and just doing minor checks with the people, checking up on them. So thanks to your team, Rochelle.
Thanks, Kathy. I'll let them know. Thank you. Anytime.
And Marilyn has an update for the Whale Fest.
Yes, our coordinator, Sarah Watt, is in the UK right now, and so it would be midnight right now. So she asked if I could just read out her update. We've started planning for the 2023 festival. We're continuing to meet through the summer, just one meeting a month, but at least it gives us a head start to get the next year's festival up and running. The calendar of events is already being built with invitation to participate, likely to be released by September. And we aim to bring back traditional events such as the Chowder Chowdown and the parade, which we couldn't do this year. In July, we are meeting to discuss the new website. This is being built in-house, and we would like it completed by the end of summer. We are exploring grants to pay an extra member of staff to help with the digital side of the festival, particularly social media and marketing, and there are a couple of grants available right now for that. And our AGM is going to be Monday, October 3rd at 6:30 here at the UCC. We are losing 2 or 3 of our current 10 board members, so anyone interested, we encourage them to come out to the AGM on October 3rd.
Thank you. Your anniversary? Happens. And I've got everybody. And no reports, question period, opportunity. Are there any other questions from the public regarding what was on today's agenda? Denise.
It's not a question, it's just more of a comment and possibly looking for some feedback. I know a lot of people have already left the meeting and I'll follow up in an email, but I was just curious to know how some of the societies felt about possibly having an open house of all of them who are, there's a general theme of people looking for more volunteers, directors, and those sorts of things. And it's just been something I've been thinking about for some time. Is there an opportunity now that we're allowed to gather in public again to maybe have some of them set up in the main hall or within the community center itself, just so the community can come see what organizations are active in town? I just wanted to put that out there before the end of the meeting, but I'm happy to follow up in the society's email as well.
I love that idea. That's a brilliant idea. Abby?
Sorry.
Well, idea, and we certainly we can actually support and work forward to manage that. So I'll connect and we'll have my staff follow up on that. Great idea.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Denise, for that. Any other last comments or good ideas?
No pressure.
And I'm assuming there's no questions via Zoom or email or telephone?
There are no hands raised on Zoom, telephone, and there are no emails through community input.
Okay, well, we are officially adjourned, and hopefully you all don't have to walk through a parking lot to get to your vehicle and stay dry tonight. Thanks again for your time. We really appreciate these.